Hi guys, this is Vitaly with AFT Dispatch and A2C Logistics, and in today's video, I'd like to speak with you about the September 2024 Logistics Managers Index, LMI. But first, roll the intro. Welcome back. Before we get started, I'd like to ask you to please like the video, be sure you subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a single release of our videos, where every Friday we're talking about something that could benefit you in your trucking businesses, in your trucking careers, as well as cover the loads we've successfully booked for our customers, consisting of leased owner operators and carriers operating under their own MC authorities, running under our truck dispatch services. As always, guys, big thank you for all the likes you provided in all the previous videos. Please do keep them coming, and let's talk about the September 2024 LMI. Now, I'm recording this obviously at the very beginning of October. LMI numbers go back. Logistics Managers Index, we've covered, monthly, some of these figures, some of these numbers, the information presented in this index to get an idea of what we can expect moving forward in the following months to come. Now we've arrived at the end of the year. Would definitely be helpful to get an idea now that this port strike is over. Now things are beginning to normalize, hopefully over the next few days, the weekend, and into next week. But ultimately, where are things going? What can truckers expect closing out 2024? What can they expect into 2025? Now, I was going to make the port strike video about the workers and everything that was going on, and definitely appreciate all you guys for all the likes. Thank you so much for that. We filmed the video and the strike was over, so I'll take the credit for single-handedly ending the strike. You're welcome. I'm kidding, guys, but certainly would appreciate a thumbs up for some of my dry humor here. Guys, let's talk about the LMI. The LMI index saw a significant expansion in September going into October. So now we're looking at these numbers. It could be skewed because of what we saw with the port closures and all of that. But that was such a short-lived thing that I honestly don't think there was enough time to really make enough of an impact. We may feel it for a couple of weeks, but that's about it. Because as a side note, just maybe you guys didn't know this, but generally, a 1 week strike of that magnitude would have equated to 6 weeks of recovery. So literally a 2-week strike would have got us all the way into 2025. It would have taken 3 months. So, give or take a 3-day strike, probably, a couple to a few weeks, maybe at the most in terms of damage to the market, if you will. So that's what we're looking at. But the good news is significant expansion in September 2024, increased freight demand certainly means more shipments are going to the retailers, and you guys are the ones shipping them out. September also saw higher shipping costs. So that can be a good and a bad thing, depending on how that's sliced and how much of that actually comes to the carriers. Now, transportation capacity was unchanged and has remained neutral at 50, literally right in the middle. Now, again, this can be seen as a good and bad thing. It's good that we're not seeing transportation capacity increasing. We need to be seeing it declining. The problem is that if rates begin to increase into peak season, we may see additional transportation capacity enter into the market. Now, the results would either way be higher competition because we still have too many trucks and not enough freight on the market. That it's still a reality of today's market. So there would be higher competition, but analysts do expect the index to grow. And as the index grows, that generally means positivity for us. Now, it could grow in other areas, and that's why I break it down, take out some of the warehousing, some of the retail stuff out, and look mainly at transportation cost drivers, because that's really what is important for the carrier community, for the owner-operators, for the trucking community, right? Now, the analysts expect the index to grow. The fourth quarter peak season that we have entered is here. The holidays are here. Shipping is going to be very interesting because of the way that over the last few months, retailers and manufacturers have behaved themselves, which was different from previous years. So we'll have to see how that plays out, but it should be to our benefit, truckers' benefit, because already we're seeing in September that transportation utilization is up, which means that the amount of, even the inflated amount of equipment that's on the market is being used, and that number is increasing, a very positive indicator. Now, operating costs are also on the rise. You guys certainly see that. It's not only truck and trailer payments. A lot of folks don't know that diesel is generally your highest expense, your biggest expense. Insurance is through the roof and has been for many years. And obviously, equipment has become more and more expensive, and financing that expensive equipment results in large bills and even higher insurance premiums. So being a trucker nowadays, an owner-operator, is really tough if you have those payments over your shoulder, over your neck or your shoulders. But the good news is the utilization is up, even with costs being also on the increase. Now, future freight market expansion and growth is expected, and pretty much all the analysts agree that 2025 is when we should expect those changes. I would take that with a grain of salt. They like to move the goalposts quite often, and plus, if we end the year getting into 2025, first quarter is going to be wintertime, generally not the time to expecting major improvements. Now, if we do, that's definitely a good telltale sign of improvement. So I guess with winter, are you ready for winter? And not only your equipment, is your company ready for winter? Are you mentally ready for winter? Are you ready for what happens in the colder season with all the snowbird truckers moving into the south and the southeast, with a lot of folks saying, you know what, we're not going to go in the Rockies. We're not going to go in the Appalachian Mountains. We're not going to go north. And that leaves you with basically pretty much cuts off most of the country. You're looking at the Midwest. So are you ready with that for that? Because a lot of the market will do that. Now, granted, a lot of truckers park for the winter, and that is true. And that will remain to be seen how that's going to affect the market. And if as many truckers as in the past will be able to afford to do that, or will it result in MC closures and whatnot. So would love to hear from you guys. Definitely an interesting topic. And again, very happy for the closure of the port strikes. And would love to hear from you guys in the comment section below. If you haven't done so, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I'll switch over the camera. We'll look over the loads we booked for our customers, and I'll see you guys in just a moment. Welcome back. Let's take a look at some of these loads. Guys, this week we have a pretty good mix. The rates are actually quite good. I'm going to go ahead and get started with Tarik. He absolutely blew it out of the water. Dry van coming out of Lithia Springs, Georgia, going to Jacksonville, Florida. It's a 43.5 load of roll stock, 360 loaded miles, booked at $850. Got him $236 a loaded mile. Then Jacksonville, Florida, coming out to Fort Stewart, Georgia, 26,000 pound load of domestic appliances, 123 loaded miles, booked at $650. Got him $528 a loaded mile. An excellent job. Then Bamberg, South Carolina to Savage, Minnesota. It's a 44,000 pound load of totes of printing, 1,314 loaded miles, booked at $2,100. Got him $1.60 a loaded mile there. Made up the difference out of Faribault, Minnesota, with a 1-pig 2-dropper to Marietta, Georgia, and Conyers, Georgia. It's a light load, 35,000 pounds in total. Bins of cables, 1,091 loaded miles, made up the difference at $4,000, which got him $367 a loaded mile. Just a little bit less miles than the other one, and looks like actually over twice the rate. So an excellent job for both Tarik as well as his dispatcher. Best part is they did this in 6 days, ran Monday to Sunday, gross $7,600 in gross in 6 days, ran 2,888 loaded miles, only 170 deadhead miles in total for the week, for the 6 days, ran 263 a loaded mile, and ultimately ended up getting an excellent gross, an excellent average for 6 days of working. An awesome job for both the driver and the dispatcher involved. Excellent job, guys. Moving on to Norman, our flatbedder here. Ran for 5 days and made a killing. In today's market, guys, McCook, Illinois, going to Austin, Texas. 44,000 pound load on a flatbed of tenting equipment, 1,108 loaded miles, booked at $2,500. Got him $226 a loaded mile. Then Wallace, Texas, coming out to Declo, Idaho. It's a 25,000 pound load of Jack's machinery. So don't know what that is. No, maybe Jack's, things like that. Nonetheless, 1,542 loaded miles, booked at $4,000. Got him $259 a loaded mile. A ton of miles and very light freight. 25,000 pounds on a flatbed is unheard of. And that was it. Monday to Saturday, Norman ran 2,650 loaded miles. Only had 127 deadhead miles. Got $6,500 in gross in 5 days and ran that at $245 a loaded mile. So an absolutely excellent job for both, trucker and dispatcher. Norman did an excellent job. 5 days working on the road. Very well done, sir. Next, we're going to move on to Ronald. Ronald's pulling a dry van, International Falls, Minnesota, going to Allentown, Pennsylvania. It's a 44,000 pound load of printer, copier, paper, 1,366 loaded miles, booked at $3,000. Got him $220 a loaded mile. Then Easton, Pennsylvania to St. Petersburg, Florida. St. Pete's, 25,000 pound load of miscellaneous or FAK, 1,130 loaded miles, booked at $3,100. Got him $274 a loaded mile. And that was it. 7 days on the road. Easy peasy, 2,496 loaded miles. Booked that at $244 a loaded mile. Get this, he only had 17 miles of deadhead in total. ran for a week and grossed $6,100 in gross. So an excellent job. 244 a loaded mile on a regular drive in. Excellent job, sir. That was Ronald. Next, we're going to move on to Marat. Marat is running a drive in. Very interesting, very different here. Jonesboro, Arkansas, going to Hodgkins, Illinois. 30,000 pound load of conveyor parts. 509 loaded miles, booked at $1,000, got him $1.96 a loaded mile there. Then 2 picks, 1 drop. Crystal Lake, Illinois, and Auburn, Indiana picks going to Bryan, Texas. It's 32,000 pound load of plastic articles. $2,600 booked for 1,379 loaded miles. Got him $1.89 on that one. Then Crockett, Texas, with 1 pick, 2 drops. Lee Summit, Missouri, and Independence, Missouri. 31.5 load of animal bedding products. 630 loaded miles, booked at $1,300. Got him $206 a loaded mile there. Then finished off out of Lenexa, Kansas. 1 pick, 2 drops to Bentonville, Arkansas, and Searcy, Arkansas. It's a 40,000 pound load of food products. 445 loaded miles, booked at $1,300 again. Got him $292 a loaded mile. Thursday to Thursday, 7 days on the road. Some very light freight throughout the week. $6,200 in gross. 2,963 loaded miles. Only ran 152 deadhead miles between those 4 runs. And in fact, you have to get there and come out of there. So definitely an excellent job. 209 a loaded mile. A good amount of miles, very low deadhead, a good week, not any, not heavy loads, definitely good averages and excellent gross. Very, very well done. Next, we'll move on to, let's take a look. David's pulling a drive in. Grapevine, Texas, going to Lee Summit, Missouri. Light load, 15,000 pounds of chemical products. It's a palletized non-hazmat load. 544 loaded miles, booked at $800. Got him $1.47 and get out of there. Then Kansas City, Kansas to Harvey, Illinois. Starts to make a little money. 35,000 pound load of Sugar Glide, 501 loaded miles, booked at $1,100, got him $220 a loaded mile. Then Dalton, Illinois to Cedar Falls, Iowa. It's a 39,000 pound load of bottles, 314 loaded miles, booked at $835, got him $266 a loaded mile. Dispatch really pushed on that one, $835, huh? Then Cedar Falls, Iowa, 0 deadhead to Florence, Kentucky, coming out with a 30,000 pound light load of corrugated paper sheets. Let's take a look here. 571 loaded miles, booked at $1,250, got him $219 a loaded mile. Then Springdale, Ohio to Salem, Virginia. It's a 44.5 load of grocery products, 384 loaded miles, booked at $1,200, got him $313 a loaded mile. Then Covington, Virginia to Walton, Kentucky. It's a 44,000 pound load of paper rolls. That was 371 loaded miles, booked at $750, got him $202 a loaded mile. So I don't have much of the information, but based on what I'm seeing, very light loads from 15,000 pounds to 44.5 at the most. Ran for 7 days, $5,935 in gross. Ran 2,685 loaded miles, only 130 deadhead miles, and got his loaded at 221 a loaded mile average. So David, that's an excellent job and saved some fuel. Ended up in some decent market areas. An excellent job. And last but certainly not least is our reefer. Mike's the driver on this one, coming out of Joliet, Illinois, going to Denver, Colorado. It's a 40,000 pound load of products that support food safety, hygiene, and sanitation. 978 loaded miles, booked at 2,375, got him $243 a loaded mile. Then Fort Morgan, Colorado to Altoona, Iowa. It's load of cheese, 44,000 pounds of cheese, 600 miles on the dot, booked at $1,300, got him $217 a loaded mile. Finished off strong with Marshalltown, Iowa, going to Ontario, California. He's going to have a good week there because this is a strong load. You'll see 40,000 pound load of food products sitting at 20 degrees. Reefer going out to California next week during the strike. Good time. 1,704 loaded miles, booked at $2,900, got him $1.70 a loaded mile. Coming out to California, absolutely an excellent job for everyone involved. Monday to Monday, $6,575 gross, 3,282 loaded miles, only 131 deadhead miles out of the over almost 3,300 loaded, and got his loaded at $2 even per loaded mile. So excellent job, Mike. To a good week next week. Welcome back and thanks for sticking around. Guys, the 2024 port strike was a very short-lived event, just 3 days. But hey, they got pretty close to what they asked for. As a reminder, they were asking for a 77% increase over 6 years. They have 6-year contracts, and they ended up landing 61.5%. Not too bad. But what's the takeaway? And what is that the one thing that really made it happen? And I would say it's the leadership, the people behind them. These are people that are working for them, not against them, if you will. And it's the same thing with our services, AFT Dispatch and A2C logistics with both carriers and owner operators can come together and work together with some of the most experienced dispatchers in the market. We've been doing this for over a decade. We've been through multiple market ups and downs. And so again, we work with leased on owner operators. You might be overpaying, performing as far as the kind of money that you leaving on a table. And the same exact thing with carriers. You have your own MC authority. It's time to make the very most that any market has to offer. You know, in 2020, 2021, the market was up here. You were leaving money on a table. And right now, is good loads are hard to come by. A good week that's planned out, that's efficient, effective, and it puts money in your pocket, really difficult to put together. But our guys do it week in and week out. So I urge you to get in touch with us at 801-448-6363. Call or text that number or get more information on our website at aftdispatch.com. And until next week, guys, stay healthy, be wealthy. Bye-bye.